Hey homies, what's up? Ryan Wynn here with another episode of Running Lapse, the Procreate time-lapse series where we take a sketchbook snapshot, drop it into Procreate, then digitally ink, finish penciling, painting, coloring, whatever it is we need to do in Procreate to get the job done. And the job at hand tonight is, well, it was going to be just a Hammerella pinup, but it turned into a Hammerella cover. And even before it was a pinup, all it was a panel of one page of a later chapter in the Hammerella story. And who is Hammerella? Well, I'm sure some of you know, but some of you may not, so I'll give a brief summary. We have a series called Gods and Gears over at Alterna, and we are expanding that, and we are currently live on Indiegogo with the Hammerella one-shot. And she's a character that is half god, half witch, and she's been stranded on this horrible, demonic, limbo-like world since infancy. And she's been hunted constantly by these horrendous beasts. We've called them razor wolves and ember hawks and things like that. And you'll see plenty of her interaction. We have a preview page up on our Indiegogo page that shows her interaction with one of the ember hawks. Anyways, she finally gets off this world and finds herself in the midst of this galactic war, and that's the part I really can't wait to get to, because we have these brand new characters called Blue Astra, this team of rogue naval pilots. Now, if you guys are familiar with the Blue Angels flight squadron, that's a big inspiration on these and this team, and I sort of liken them to the Blue Angels crossed over with the A-Team. And I hope that doesn't spoil too much right now, but I feel like those of you that are here are loyal fans, and you won't go, that won't be a spoiler, or you won't go spoiling that for anyone else, or you won't dig too deep into what I'm gonna do with these characters. Alright, so let's talk technique. So like I said, I take a sketchbook snapshot, drop it into Procreate, and then I can use the digital tools to move around the legs and arms and adjust the heads and get all the proportions right. And that's something I can do traditionally, but something that may take an hour traditionally, you can do in a matter of minutes digitally. So that's one of the things I like to do. And then I figured out all the pattern shapes that I kind of wanted, and then I actually printed this up and did a final pass with actual pencils on paper and inked that traditionally. You can go and watch, there's a video, it's my previous video. We use nibs, brushes, markers, ellipses, all that. So we wanted to have a traditional piece, but I used digital tools in order to get myself there. And here, I still thought I wanted strong shadows on the body, but I realized as soon as I did that, it took away from the hammer and the power of that upper image, and it would not work well for the message I was trying to get across, which is the power of this hammer. Take a swig of water for me. So here, the colors are very simple. Now, I didn't know exactly which pattern I want. I didn't know if I wanted a yellow background, a pink background. I knew I wanted to use these 3 or 4 simple colors because, like I said, originally this wasn't going to be the cover. It was just going to be a silkscreen print. I may eventually like to turn it into a silkscreen print. But for now, it was just the cover. So it was a matter of simple colors and repeating those colors. So the pink I used was the same as, the pink in the smoke would be the same as the pink in the background and stuff like that. And the only thing that was a little bit different would be her skin tones and a little bit of the tonal work on her armor. So I usually do a pass of flats, then a pass of airbrush with some highlights and some shadows, and then I do a layer with some hard highlights, and we're done. But I thought I would show another technique that this is, or it's not another technique, I thought I would share the same technique on a different page or panel. Now, this is an iconic panel from a page from a big scene in the book, and I wanted to get it right. I wanted it to feel like it could be a powerful cover image or something like that, but just something that's really going to stick in the reader's eye when they're reading this book. When they look at this image, it's going to flash in their brain. It's got a strong, bold silhouette. She's coming at you, and when you turn the page, that image should still stick with you. And that's sort of the power of comics, is you have this medium where you can imprint a powerful, iconic image on your characters. So here we get to see a little more close-up of what I do. The previous one was a little sparse in image, and when I started putting the video together, I was like, gosh, this cover, there's not much to this cover. I'm going to have to show more. So I was glad that I had a video of this. And you can see I use what looks like traditional techniques in the digital form. So I took the sketchbook snapshot and then I lightened that image, and on the next layer I use the what's considered non-photo blue, and that's an old school term because they used to have a filter on the camera that was a blue filter that would exclude anything that shade of blue, that cyan. So if the blue was on your board and then you inked it, some of the blue could stay there, and when they photographed it, the blue would not show up. And you can do that same technique in Photoshop. And you don't have to use blue. For me, it's just traditional. As a kid, we grew up using those tools, and I'm sort of used to it. Sometimes I use red or purple, something like that, just to switch it up. But anything that's just light in tone, and you can even lighten that layer, and then I like it. You could tell what I did. I went in with a darker tone pencil, and then even went in with a black pencil before going in and doing the colors. This one I sort of digitally inked with pencil and digitally inked with the pen brush. I sort of liked the feel and the vibe at the time of the pencil line that I was getting. Now this was a fun one to color too because it didn't take it was an unstressful color pass. I know the palette, I knew the scenery that she was going to be in, and her costume and design is really simple. So it's almost just, if you can with your characters, set them up so that you have fun working on them. If you like intricate designs in your characters, then make sure they're intricate and they have that chainmail or all sorts of details that you like. I tend to like simple, strong designs and things that I can have fun coloring, and things that I can do quickly but still have power to them. And sometimes I nail it, sometimes I don't. I do feel this piece, I was pretty happy with this piece. All the goals I wanted to reach were reached. The only thing that I'm thinking now looking at it is that her hammer comes across a bit thin, and I want it to feel more like a giant solid block. So we may go in and fix that. But if you have checked out the Indiegogo page, you may have seen this fully colored in effect. There is a full page sample where she is flying through the blending and ends up meeting up with one of our blue Astra pilots. But I'm worried if I keep talking about that, I'm going to spoil too much. So, oh, good. Here's a distraction. Here's a bonus video for us. What this is a page from the book. You guys have probably already all seen this as well if you've been to the campaign page or if you follow me on Twitter. We are going to go over this next week. Lots of brushwork, a little bit of pen work, and also a little bit of digital to traditional work. This was done in the same technique, so we're going to have a couple of videos on this one, and we're going to go over some of the same techniques. We're going to go over some different techniques, and we're going to talk more about composition and the power of an image. A lot of the times all we do is talk about the line work, the shadows, and things like that, mostly because my focus for so many years was inking, but we're going to be writing, drawing, inking, and possibly lettering on this project, so we're going to be going over everything. Let me know below if you guys want me to go over writing stuff on this channel, or if this is simply, if you guys simply want me to keep it to the art. I do obviously like talking about the process, and while I'm not a traditional writer, I do have some fun ways of building a script for myself and getting it from thought to visual idea. So yeah, let me know if you guys want me to go over that stuff. And yeah, this is a page where she's fighting one of the big beasts. This beast is called Umbra. This is actually the caretaker of the planet that she's been raised on, which is called the Garden of Umbra. And again, I'm so afraid of spoiling too much, but I really like talking about this project. It's really fun. If you are this far into the video and still hanging out, I do have a special announcement. Tomorrow, Saturday, we are going to have a brand new perk that will not add more to your shipping if you've already ordered, but we are going to have a special sketch perk from a special Gods and Gears artist that you do not want to miss out on. I think Dean's going to be offering 5 or 10 sketches as a perk. These are going to be bust shots. They're probably going to be around $50, and I don't think they're going to last that long. So we're going to have a Saturday morning special. I'm probably not even supposed to be discussing it here, but I trust you guys, and I want you guys to know what's going on. So make sure you stay tuned for that. You may be getting an email about that. And on the email note, I apologize for sending out a bunch of emails this week. I don't want to be one of those people that you just, I'm sending out emails about every little thing we do. We're going to slow down during the campaign. For the launch, we wanted to ramp it up and keep the excitement going and keep people informed that we were indeed live. We had a hiccup, and we fixed that. So we did want to make sure that was going on. So we're going to do fewer but more important emails, and they are going to be super informative, and we are going to let you guys know about special perks through that too if you've already ordered. So thank you so much. And you know what? One more bonus for you guys. This was originally going to be the back cover, and then we decided it may still partially be the back cover, but it is definitely a special print that comes with one of our perks. So down below, let me know if you use Procreate, how you use Procreate. If you got questions or suggestions, I'd love to hear them. And until next time, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, take it easy.